flag or not flag to learn one-arm handstand? Josh Lee just got in touch and asked if I would share my perspective on the topic. In my opinion, no, you should not flag. Since the beginning of my handstand training back in 2011, I have always been more obsessed and fascinated by the straight handstand alignment. I always say straight is straight and bend is bend. It's very obvious and nobody can deny that. Also, the other reason, back then when I trained with Claude Victoria, the only 3 shapes in the discipline of hand balance, on his opinion, was the full position, the baby straddle, and the figure. So basically, I was only allowed to practice those shapes. Since then, I apply his philosophy and training method to all non-flagging position shapes. I will never forget the photos on Master Claude Victoria's wall of the artists that he trained himself and the shapes technique. It is still inspiring me up to this date how I do and how I coach. Okay, now that you know a little bit about my background and where I come from, let's dive into my perspective on the flag and non-flag technique. First of all, I 100% agree with Josh.
Is that the only way to do it? Definitely not. You can do it any way you like.
But also, I agree very much with him here.
For me, it's more like, do I think this looks cool? Yeah, I think it's more of a flag shot on one arm looks cool.
There you go, was very clear. He really liked the shape and don't mind the curve on the back. As I mentioned before, I'm really fascinated by the straight alignment, so I do mind the curve in my back. And again, Josh is spot on a few points by using the flag technique.
It's easier to learn, it's faster to learn, it's easier to shape change into flag positions, and flags are just sick, so it's kind of like a little cheat code.
There you go. Those are the pros on using the flag technique. Next, a few cons about this technique. So firstly, if you're obsessed and fascinated by straight alignment like myself, you would not like to see the curve on the back and also the bigger angle on the legs. Second, after you get comfortable with the static shape, you're gonna want to start moving between the foundational shapes. But then you're gonna have to start to work on the full position, baby straddle position, tack position, diamond position. And those positions, you cannot get away by using the flag technique. I mean, you're gonna learn the full semi-flag, the tack semi-flag, diamond semi-flag before you even learn the traditional shape itself. And that's when your progress is going to slow right down. Not talking on the angle of your hips that is already being muscle memory and only can balance with the hips is slightly out, as you're going to see on this photo I show you now. Here's Josh on the straddle position using the straight alignment without the flag. As you notice, the alignment of the hips with the arm is a little bit off. So this is probably easy fix for Josh since he's been training hand balancing for probably 10 years. But for you, it wouldn't be as simple if you already start using the flag technique. But this is not Josh's case based in what I have seen. More on this later on this video or in another video. So technically speaking, all the foundational shape, hips and arm, shoulder alignment should be exactly the same. As you see, full straddle, baby straddle, and full position. So it doesn't make sense to me require a straight handstand 1 minute to start learning the flag one-arm handstand. Since the straight handstand, you're resisting bend, and then you go to an arm, you embracing the bend. So that's my personal opinion. And in some stage, you're gonna have to train how to extra push the shoulders with a position such a figure and a lot of other positions that require the extra elevation and the hips sitting a little bit higher, not in flag. So next is the cons of using the non-flag technique. Well, I guess it's just a con because I can probably just think of one, which is going to lead to a couple of other ones, perhaps, which is it will take much longer. It could be twice longer, 3 times longer, who knows, 10 times longer, which is going to play a lot with your patient. The trust in your teacher, in your coach, is going to be always in the line. So it's for for the student and for the coach, it's much harder. But here I am, I'm obsessed with straight. It's simple as that. And stability. It's simple as that. So here we don't bend. Not until you reach the first 20 seconds consistent with a good alignment on the straddle and already holding a little bit the full. Then we introduce the flag, the real flag, where you intentionally flag sideways. So if this is a technique that you want to follow, it's a long term, it's a lifestyle, you know. It's the same thing. An athlete, a gymnast athlete trained 20 years, 15 years to win a gold medal. That's all it's for. It's for that moment, that competition. Mine is for that photo with, you know, with a 5 student, 10 student. It doesn't matter. One student that achieved this. I can't say I have achieved. I'm well known for this, for the straight alignment on the foundational shapes. The ruler cannot lie. You cannot deny that. And having one student or two, I have tens that has achieved this. And the pros. You will look yourself in a photo or in a video and you're gonna be happy for it. If this is what you like to see, straight and super straight. And another pro point is moving technique to technique, foundational shape to foundational shape. So once you land the static straddle, to land the full, it will take long, but not as long, and it will be cleaner because the hips is being built on top of the shoulder. Not to mention the transitions between all the shapes and figure. It will take less. It takes long, but it will take less because the shoulders used to be on the top, high and high and high. I'm not saying that if you do start with the flag technique, you will never be able to straight. No. I haven't seen really, for the last, at least since the flag trend start, since COVID, all these, the teachers starting to go with this fast and easy way to do it. And since then, I haven't seen full position. I haven't seen it. Not with the alignment that I'm looking at or the alignment of by my inspiration for those who I'm looking at, you know. The hips align with the hand, not past. This is straight for me. It's when the hips is on top of the hand, not past the hand. Doesn't mean you have the legs together, or if it's the baby straddle. If your hips is not on top of your hands, it's not straight. It just doesn't work. There you go. There was lots of information in this video. I hope you take what is good for you, and I hope you got to see a little bit my perspective on this. This is not the first time I say this. This is not the first time I share about this flag and not flag thing. So now you see where I'm coming from. Hope you got to learn something, and keep up the good work.